IBM just did something that has tech investors doing a double take. Imagine a 112-year-old tech giant teaming up with a 4-year-old AI startup. Sounds unlikely. Right. Well, that's exactly what happened. A surprise move. IBM announced a strategic partnership with Anthropic, the hot AI lab behind the Claude large language model, to infuse Claude's AI brains into IBM's software products. What IBM and Anthropic are up to. On October 7th, IBM revealed it's integrating Anthropic's Claude AI models into select IBM tools and enterprise software. The first place Claude is being deployed is in IBM's brand new AI-driven software development environment, an IDE for coding. Think of it as an AI coding assistant baked right into IBM's development software. Early results sound impressive. 6,000 IBM employees have been testing this AI-powered coding tool. And IBM says they've seen productivity jump by 45% on average. In other words, by using Claude to help generate and review code, developers are getting almost half more work done than before, a potential game changer for efficiency and cost savings if those numbers hold up. But IBM isn't stopping at a single tool. The company hinted that Claude will likely be woven into more IBM products over time as this partnership deepens. It also released a joint AI agent guide with Anthropic, basically a how-to for building AI assistants that are enterprise-ready. So this is a broad alliance, not just a one-off feature. IBM's endgame is to turbocharge its entire software portfolio with generative AI, but to do it in a way that big businesses are comfortable with. Why this partnership makes sense for IBM. If you're an investor, you know AI is the new arms race in tech. Microsoft has OpenAI's ChatGPT powering everything from Bing to Office. Google has its own AI like Bard. Amazon is investing in multiple AI startups, and IBM doesn't want to be left behind. IBM actually has a long history in AI. You might recall IBM's Watson AI beating humans on Jeopardy back in 2011. But the AI landscape shifted dramatically with modern generative AI like ChatGPT. IBM's initial Watson foray struggled commercially due to high costs and limited scope a decade ago. Fast forward to today, AI is far cheaper and more powerful, and IBM is doubling down on a new strategy. In 2023, it launched the Watson's platform to help businesses train and use AI models. Embracing an open ecosystem approach, partnering with open source hubs like Hugging Face and others, instead of trying to build one model to rule them all. IBM's giving clients a menu of AI options. This Anthropic deal fits that game plan. IBM is basically saying, we'll bring in the best AI models out there, like Claude, and integrate them our way. With the security and oversight enterprises expect. IBM's software chief put it succinctly. They're giving dev teams AI that fits how enterprises work, not experimental tools that create new risks, emphasizing that governance and security won't be sacrificed for hype. In practical terms, IBM's enterprise customers care a lot about privacy, compliance, and reliability. They can't just plug a random chatbot into their core systems. Imagine a big bank or healthcare company using AI that might spill sensitive data or go off the rails. IBM knows this, and it's positioning Claude as an enterprise-safe AI. Powerful, but with guardrails built in. The partnership announcement literally highlights security and governance up front. And IBM brings some heavy-duty tools to tame AI for business use. From controlling cloud environments to monitoring AI decisions in real time. The idea is that with IBM's wrappers, Claude can be deployed in mission-critical environments without giving a CIO heartburn. As IBM's SVP Dinesh Nirmal put it, IBM has decades of experience with tech at scale in mission-critical environments, and this partnership lets them inject advanced AI while keeping the trust and reliability that IBM's brand is built on. Meet Anthropic's Claude, the AI brain IBM chose. So why Claude? Anthropic's Claude is often mentioned in the same breath as OpenAI's GPT-4. It's one of the world's most advanced large language models. You can sort of think of Claude as a very smart AI assistant that can chat, code, write, and analyze text, similar to ChatGPT. But Anthropic, the startup behind Claude, has a reputation for focusing on AI safety and ethics. They train Claude using something called a constitutional AI approach, basically a set of principles that encourage the AI to be helpful and honest while avoiding harmful content. Non-tech terms. Claude is designed to be less likely to go rogue or produce crazy, biased answers. For enterprises, that's a big selling point. No company wants an AI that could spew out confidential code or unpredictable results. Anthropic's chief product officer even noted that Claude has become a go-to AI for developers at some of the world's largest companies precisely because of its focus on safety and reliability. That line says a lot about why IBM picked Claude to partner with. Another reason Claude is attractive. It's very capable with big data and code. For example, Claude can handle huge amounts of text in one go. We're talking lengths of documents or code bases that other models would choke on. Anthropic has said Claude's latest version can process up to 100,000 plus tokens of text, which is like an entire novel or hundreds of pages. One prompt. For an enterprise developer, that means Claude can analyze massive code repositories or documents all at once. IBM's new AI coding tool can leverage that to modernize legacy applications or review complex code for bugs and security holes in a single sweep. Tasks that would normally be very time-consuming. It's a good match. IBM has tons of clients with old code and big databases. And Claude is built to crunch lots of info and assist with tasks like code generation, refactoring, and even checking compliance requirements. Context, everyone's pairing up in the AI arena. Now, put this IBM Anthropic alliance in perspective. Let's compare it to some other big AI team-ups. The most famous, of course, Microsoft and OpenAI. Microsoft poured $10 billion into OpenAI and integrated ChatGPT/GPT for tech across Azure Cloud Services, GitHub Copilot, and Microsoft 365, the Copilot features in Word, Excel, etc. That gave Microsoft a huge head start in offering AI to both consumers and businesses. IBM's deal with Anthropic is on a smaller scale, no equity stake disclosed. Just a partnership. But the strategy has parallels. It gives IBM a cutting-edge AI model to enhance its products, without IBM having to build one from scratch. Interestingly, even Microsoft has recently started embracing Anthropic's Claude alongside OpenAI's models. In late September, Microsoft announced that its Office 365 Copilot will let users opt to use Claude for certain tasks, like deep research and building custom AI agents, to lessen its reliance on OpenAI's models. That's a pretty strong endorsement of Claude's capabilities. Microsoft essentially acknowledged that Anthropic's AI can bring value even in a product originally built around OpenAI. And Microsoft isn't alone. Amazon made waves by agreeing to invest up to $4 billion in Anthropic and making Claude available on AWS, Amazon's cloud platform. Google had already put in a few $100 million into Anthropic earlier. And Anthropic uses Google Cloud as well. So Anthropic has been a bit of a belle of the ball. Multiple tech giants want to be aligned with it. For IBM, which doesn't have a consumer cloud like AWS or Azure, partnering with Anthropic is a way to stay in the loop on the best AI tech out there and offer it to IBM's enterprise customer base. Another relevant comparison, Deloitte, one of the big four consulting firms, just announced a massive deployment of Claude, making Claude AI available to its 470,000 employees worldwide. That's Anthropic's largest enterprise deal to date. And it underscores how rapidly Claude is gaining enterprise adoption. In fact, according to a recent study by Menlo Ventures, Anthropic's models are now the most used AI models among enterprises, accounting for 32% of enterprise AI usage versus 25% for OpenAI's. Just 2 years ago, the reverse was true. OpenAI was dominant. But Claude has surged in popularity, especially for coding and business applications. Coding tasks alone, Anthropic's models were found to have about 42% of the enterprise market share, double that of OpenAI's. Those are remarkable stats for a startup going up against the OpenAI hype machine. It suggests that big companies see Claude as a trustworthy and useful tool, not just a novelty. What's in it for IBM and its investors? Let's circle back to IBM. For IBM, this partnership is as much about optics and strategy as it is about tech. Wall Street has been rewarding companies that latch onto AI, Just look at how stocks of Nvidia, Microsoft, and others have jumped on AI news. IBM surely wants to show investors that it's not sitting out the AI revolution. By partnering with Anthropic, IBM can offer clients a top-tier AI solution immediately, rather than spending years trying to catch up to GPT-4 on its own. It also fits IBM's narrative that its AI approach is open and flexible. IBM can now say to a customer, "Need an AI to help your developers or automate tasks? We've got IBM's own models. We support open source ones. And now we even have Anthropic's Claude in our stable. You choose what works for you, and we'll make sure it's enterprise ready." This flexibility could be a selling point versus competitors who might be tied to a single AI provider. As IBM put it in its announcement, this partnership continues IBM's commitment to choice and flexibility in AI deployments. Financially, IBM hasn't disclosed any terms. We don't know if IBM is investing money in Anthropic or just paying a licensing fee, etc. But the upshot is IBM stands to make its software more attractive. If IBM's tools can help a Fortune 500 company's developers work 45% faster thanks to AI, that's a compelling reason to buy or upgrade IBM software. It might also open up new consulting engagements for IBM. As companies seek help integrating AI into their workflows, IBM has a huge consulting arm that already advises businesses on AI. However, we should avoid any hype here. Integrating AI is not a guaranteed win. IBM will have to convince clients that these AI enhancements are worth paying for and can actually drive business value. Good news is IBM's focus, things like code productivity, automation, and IT governance, speaks directly to where companies are willing to spend money on AI, as opposed to, say, frivolous chatbot gimmicks. One more angle seasoned investors might consider. IBM's doing this without huge capital risk. Unlike Microsoft, which bet $10 billion on OpenAI, or Amazon for $1 billion on Anthropic, IBM so far hasn't flashed a giant checkbook. It's more of a strategic partnership, leveraging Anthropic's tech. That could be seen as prudent. IBM gets the upside of offering a leading AI model, with less financial downside if AI trends change. On the other hand, if Anthropic's tech becomes absolutely core to IBM's offerings, IBM might end up essentially dependent on an external provider, Anthropic, it doesn't control. But given Anthropic's broad collaboration with many firms, IBM likely feels safe that Claude will remain available and well supported. IBM also has its own AI R&D. It's building smaller models like the Granite series and others within Watsonx. So Claude is meant to complement, not completely replace, IBM's in-house efforts. Wrap up why this matters. In plain terms, IBM teaming up with Anthropic shows how even the oldest IT players are racing to adapt to the AI era. IBM is effectively admitting, we're going to partner where it makes sense, to give our clients the best AI. And we'll differentiate by making sure it's enterprise grade. It's a big shift from the days when IBM tried to do everything end-to-end by itself. For investors, it signals that IBM is serious about remaining relevant in AI, not by shouting buzzwords, but by embedding AI deeply into the nuts and bolts of enterprise tech. We're talking software development tools, cloud management, mainframes, you name it. All those boring but important systems that run banks, insurance companies, governments. IBM wants AI inside them, boosting productivity, but without causing nightmares for risk managers. This IBM-Anthropic partnership also highlights a broader trend. The AI landscape is not a one-horse race. OpenAI's ChatGPT might have kicked off the craze. Now companies are seeking out the best fit for their needs. Sometimes that's Claude, known for its extensive context handling and safety features. Sometimes it's an open-source model for customization, or a domain-specific model. IBM is positioning itself as the neutral integrator for all these options, which aligns with IBM's history as a hybrid cloud middleman as well. Time will tell if this strategy pays off in higher revenue or market share for IBM. But in the short term, the news definitely grabbed attention. IBM partnering with a startup is not something you hear every day. And it underscores how urgent the AI push has become even for the tech old guard. So, bottom line, IBM has joined forces with Anthropic to bring the Claude AI into the heart of IBM's enterprise software. It's a move aimed at supercharging developer productivity and keeping IBM at the forefront of AI for business, all while maintaining the trust and security that IBM's clients demand. No hype, no wild promises, just a bold bet that pairing IBM's enterprise know-how with Anthropic's AI savvy will create real value. The story to watch, especially if you follow IBM or the AI sector, because it shows how quickly the AI ecosystem is evolving. Who'd have guessed a few years ago that IBM and a startup like Anthropic would be co-creating products? What just happened is a sign of the times. In the race for AI leadership, even giants need friends in high places, or in this case, friends with very smart AI. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like, share, subscribe for more US stock insights. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. I do my best to provide accurate and timely information, but there could be mistakes or things that change. This video is for informational purposes only and not financial advice. Always do your own research before making any investment decisions.